All right. Come on in. Monday. Monday. Weekend's over. Monday. Here we go. Epstein. What the hell is going on? Breaking news. Laughs, how are you? Good to see you. All right, everybody, appreciate being here. Thank you for the memberships. Nacho Pancake. Kaden, what's going on? Appreciate you guys. Don't peek. Hello, coming in. Come on in. Come on in. Christine Fowler, how are you? Mr. Arlo Vantori, thank you so much for your membership. Appreciate everybody being here. All the memberships, and appreciate it. Richard, happy birthday once again. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Shout out to anybody else having a birthday. We are going to discuss today Whiskey Tango. How are you? Good to see you. So, breaking news, Mike, and breaking news. So, real quick, we're going to talk about this Whiskey Tango. Thank you for the floating heart. Appreciate that. We are in a jail. So, this Whiskey Tango, thank you so much. So, tonight on Nancy Grace, appreciate you guys being here. Janine, how are you? And Nancy Grace, the brother of, his name was Mark Epstein. The brother of Jeffrey Epstein was on Nancy Grace, and on YouTube, Uncle Charlie. Appreciate you guys coming. We're going to talk about that tonight, Ardell, and we're going to talk about some other things that's going on in the world with Mr. Trump and what is happening with Trump. I got to tell you guys, be honest, he has, as Maribel says, looking a little tired lately. Looking a little tired. Well, hell, my goodness, in 6 months, he's been like a Lamborghini driving so fast. Appreciate you guys being in here. I hope everybody's enjoying their work week Monday, or at least for some of us. So there's a guy out there. He has a great YouTube channel. His name is Michael Francine. He was an ex, quote unquote, mobster. And there's other guys who are in the cell with Jeffrey Epstein. We're going to go over what doesn't make sense, what does make sense, and is he still alive? So there's theories out there, conspiracy things, and theories that VIP, hello, that Jeffrey Epstein could be alive. Now the brother Mark Epstein was live on Nancy Grace on her YouTube channel today on True Crime. I just so happened to catch it because somebody said you might want to watch this. And there's other people I've talked to who serve for different, it doesn't matter what they serve. They were in jail. They were in prison. And the Gates, we're going to get into this live is, this was this prison in New York. Before I go any farther, come on in and like and subscribe. As my wife would say, only 10 likes? Appreciate you guys. Now, if you guys can just do the channel a big favor and hit the like, subscribe if you haven't, and shout out to our moderator, Janine. I know Lemon J will be here. And of course, Mike, the one and only Mike M, and Crystal, and many others who are helping out this channel, and Lemon J. So what we're going to talk, and I'll read some comments in a little bit. What I want to discuss with you is what I listened to, what I was able to see, and my feeling on Mark Epstein. Who the hell is Mark Epstein? He was the brother. And the brother was not involved. He was not even charged, just because the last name. A lot of times we assume when people do these horrific acts, like Jeffrey Epstein or whatever, that necessarily the parents or the brother's involved. The brother's not involved. The brother is just voicing his opinion. He knew him, grew up with the brother, said in his opinion, there was no way in hell that his brother would take his own life. And he says, yes, people can change. He did some horrific crimes, so on and so forth, but he would never take his life. And we're going to get into what I found out by certain people, because there was mob guys in there. There was people serving life in prison who said that these jails were left open, some were locked. And also, here's the big thing. So, how are you? Appreciate you. Why the hell was there so many sheets? And there was sheets everywhere. Like, each prison has a sheet. Maybe if they got the air on in the summer, a blanket. But there was like multiple sheets. It's like they were making it look like that he, did this attempt to take his own life. And that's a little fishy. Sheets in the jail. I've never seen or heard of anything like this in my whole entire life. That sheets, so many sheets. There was like 4 or 5 different sheets in this jail cell that Jeffrey Epstein. A little weird, a little strange. I got to tell you, more and more about this Jeffrey Epstein is, just when you think, well, maybe we're getting some rare with it, it kind of goes backwards. And it looks a little weird to me. And unfortunately, I just don't know what the hell we're going to find out. But I can tell you this, Pam Bondi, Trump gave her permission. We talked about this the other day. Trump says, listen, Trump says, release these files. He told Pam Bondi, you got my okay, enough's enough, so on and so forth. Release these, get these to grand jury. What the hell is Pam Bondi doing? And what is she doing with Barack Obama? Because, we talked about Barack Obama yesterday with Tulsi Gabbard, sorry. Tulsi Gabbard says, and I quote, we're getting off the topic here. We got information with Barack Obama. What are you doing, Pam Bondi? What the hell is Pam Bondi doing? Or are we being hard, or am I being hard on Pam Bondi? Hello, everybody. Come on in. We're going to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein and what in the world's going on. The brother was talking with Nancy Grace. The lawyer of the victims were on there again. And why so many sheets were in the jail cell. If you talk to people who served, they've never had more than one sheet, one blanket, not even a pillowcase. So that raises a red flag to me. What do you guys think in the chat? Does that raise a red flag that Jeffrey Epstein had all these sheets, and his brother says he would not do that? That his brother that he known would not do this. Now, this prison was in New York, and it was a 3-story prison. It was one of the hardest prisons. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein is still alive? Is that a possibility? That yes or no in the chat? Is it just possible that he's out there? They let the door open. They knew that this would be a political stunt, and it would involve many former presidents, Trump, vice presidents, senators, or no, he just lost his life due to suicide, or there's that option 3 where CIA and government were kind of behind this somehow, and we'll talk about that a little bit here. And they sent somebody in there they felt that they could send in there to take him out and take up Jeffrey Epstein. So what are your guesses? Is this guy out there somewhere on another island? Is somewhere off of Puerto Rico Island? Or man, my wife would get mad if I said that. But anywhere out there. Is he in Mexico? Is he somewhere out there? Because I got to tell you, this is not going away. It's not going to go away. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to stay until Pam Bondi releases information, documents, and puts a few names on that list. If she doesn't do that soon, she should be terminated and fired. I have had enough with this. It's a distraction for the President Trump. If you're a Trump supporter or not a Trump supporter, it doesn't matter. It's a distraction for the President of the United States to continue forward with very important situation he needs to do, continue fighting for the border and making peace in the Middle East and stopping the war in Russia. There's so many things he needs to do. She needs to go. I give her a week and she needs to be fired. I'm sorry. She has to be fired because of a number of reasons. Now, I heard today on another topic at Martin Luther King's information's coming out, and that John F. Kennedy information will be coming after. All right, that's fine. Give us the Epstein files. Give us the Epstein files. And let us know what the hell's going on. So people, you can't help people thinking that he's alive, Now, I appreciate you guys coming in here. Good to see everybody on this Monday afternoon. So what you're looking at here, that was like, see that orange color? That there is the sheets. And there were so many sheets and to make it look like that he actually, you know, took his life. That was the sheets that they had that's going around online. Kind of crazy, huh? I don't know, guys. It's a little fishy to me because, you know, I'm hearing from different guys who served at the same time in the jail, and they said a lot of weird things were happening. They said there was different people going in and out. Other prisoners were able to go in and out. I mean, this guy, he did crime to young ladies. Thank you, Mike. And why was he not having more protection? So you can't help to think, is it possibly somebody took him out? Is it possibly they just let him out of the prison, out of the back door somewhere, and he just vanished? And you know, a car came and got him at 3 in the morning, and took him on the. Who the hell knows? You can't help not to think this because we don't know. The previous administration, forget about it. It was sleeping the whole damn time, right? And now you have Pam Bondi saying, yes, I have them. Guys, I can show you multiple times that Pam Bondi has said, we have the documents. We have the files. We will show you. Yes, yes, yes. And then all of a sudden, no. I have interviews, I've heard Dan Bongino saying there's victims, and there's victims, of course, and there's people who done this. And all of a sudden, Dan Bongino says, oh, no, I didn't say that. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't come to work a couple of weeks ago. I hate to bring up old news. Cash Patel, it doesn't sound good, guys. It doesn't sound good, and it shows guilt. It shows guilt on both sides of the game right now, to be honest with you. And, meanwhile, you're hearing yesterday I did a great live. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, come on board, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We're live every day. We talked about allegedly Barack Obama could be made up stories with Donald Trump, with the Russia, and the emails with Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Now it's coming out. Tulsi Gabbard saying it's all made up. We need to prosecute. And now Pam Bondi was told this. She's holding that back. I mean, what he's doing? Are you just blabbing your mouth or what? I mean, in the chat, yes or no? All right, let's just say this. Yes or no, do we think Barack Obama is guilty of a made-up story? I want to ask that question first. And then part two, is Epstein alive? Could he be alive? Would the government possibly do that to us? Only to cover up different people in politics and entertainment and movie stars, Bruce? Is that possible? Have they just let us down again? And then you think, well, wait a minute, where's the best president in the whole world? Well, you know what? A lot of he's going to hate me. I think he's scared. I think he is actually scared. I've said this over and over and over. They tried to take him out on that July 13th over a year ago now. So he's like, well, what do I do? What do I say? How much should I put out there? All kinds of stories. And Dan, how are you? All kinds of different stories from Jeffrey Epstein's a lawyer, Dershowitz. He's saying no former president is on the list. Then he comes out and says, well, actually, there's nobody on the list. Oh, you think we're stupid? Why do these people think that the American people are stupid? Obvious there's people on that list. Now, you can argue and say there's only 5 people or 100 people, but of course there's people on that list. There's people on that list. And it's not going to go away. They're still talking about it. Nancy Gracie's talking about it. She's fired up. Tucker Carlson keeps talking about it. More and more people on podcasts and YouTube channels are talking about it. And now we're hearing the theory that he could be alive. So, alive? I don't know they go that far and take a chance. In my opinion, I did put the question mark. You can see I put Jeffrey Epstein alive question mark. In my opinion, if the government would do something like that, I don't know if they take a chance. So thank you for that donation. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's on my desk over here. The FBI director has the files. Epstein killed himself, basically took his life for YouTube, and Trump is on the list. But his cabinet members are covering it up. Well, thank you for that super chat donation. I greatly appreciate it, as that donation here goes to the homeless population, fighting homeless, and we thank you. And you're entitled to your opinion. But let me just share this with you, my friend. If Trump was on the list, I've said this multiple times, a lot of my moderators and a lot of people are probably tired of hearing it, but just in case you're new, you haven't heard it on this channel, if Trump was on the list, don't you think that the Clintons, Barack Obamas, particularly Barack Obama right now is a little nervous what's going on, and don't you think that Biden administration, who were halfway there at the time, like Elizabeth Warren maybe, wouldn't they brought this to the attention? Think about it. Elizabeth Warren does not like Trump. Nancy Pelosi doesn't like Trump. And a lot of these Democrats don't like him. Wouldn't they said, we got evidence, we have evidence. I don't know if you can, we have evidence that Donald Trump is on the list. So they would have ripped him apart. They would have ripped Donald J. Trump apart. They wouldn't be waiting for the House in a year. They would have ripped him apart now. Why would they wait? So, no, I don't think Trump's on the list. I'll even go farther. I don't think Barack Obama's on the list. I'll even go farther. I know pictures were taken with Clinton, but I don't think Bill Clinton was on that list either. Now, there's a possibility maybe they had, we know they had photos together. Clinton, Trump with Epstein. That's a fact. But photos are photos. You could take a photo tomorrow with somebody and they can end up being a nutcase and molesting people or murders, right? Was Clinton or Trump or Barack Obama, well, Biden didn't know where the hell he was. Biden was probably on one beach and one island, and that was Rehoboth, with a thong on, worried about potato chips, eating ice cream. No president was on that list. Not one at all. I'm pretty convinced that a president would not take any chances of that. We've seen some lousy presidents, a lousy administration, but I don't think any president would do that. Now, would a senator, a crooked senator, possible, a crooked mayor, yes. Representatives, maybe, yes, all that's possible. A movie star, yes. Absolutely. Entertainers, yes. We've seen it with Diddy. So yeah, they're probably, some of them allegedly could be, I'm not going to mention any names, could be out there. But no, I don't think Trump is on the list. But thank you for that. Appreciate it. Now, I'll read some comments. We'll go back to it. I don't think he's alive. That's my opinion. However, I don't think, in my opinion, he took his life. It's just, when I hear and see photos of this jail with multiple sheets, think about it for 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, guys, come on in. It's almost like they were that stupid to plan it. It's like they probably planned it and they just said, "Ooh, we got to have sheets. We want to make it obvious that he took his life." No, I don't think so. And knowing some of these people that, like Michael Francine, ex-mob guy who's there, and other people that I know who were serving different time for racketeering charges, this and that, for every single one of them. And a lot of these mob guys don't like each other. And for all of them to come out and say, there's no way he did it, I would say no. Who did it? I don't think we'll ever find out. I don't think we're ever going to find out. But I know it was probably too much for them to unravel and to release certain names that I just didn't say, but already mentioned who's not. And if one or two or three, maybe four of the government or FBI or CIA, I don't trust any FBI, well, maybe one, and to put that out there, this would have been a very messy situation. It would have been worse than John F. Kennedy. So no, I think that they left that open, and they gave somebody a person that was being sentenced maybe for a very long time, and made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Meaning, we'll avoid the death penalty, or we'll they can do what they want, guys. The prison. First of all, I don't trust any government, and that's another reason I voted for this man. I don't trust either side. They're dirty. Trump, I trust. Very few government officials that we can actually trust. They've been lying for us a very long time. As long as we go, and I don't trust any of them. Democrats, Republicans. Let me just say that out there. But this man I trust. But guess what, guys? he's caught right now because he's worried. He might be a big, tall guy, 79 years old. He's a tough guy. He's not a street guy, Trump, but he's tough. There's a difference between a street guy, but he's very tough. He's scared. First of all, I'm sure he wants to live another 10, 15 years. Also, he needs to accomplish on saving America, making America great. So, yes, I think he's caught right there. I've said this before. The more that Trump talks about it, it won't go away. If I have to give Trump advice tonight, Donald Trump, if you're watching, you need to just state zici in Italian, shut up and continue doing what you're doing to make America great again, which you're doing. You're doing a lot of things very, very good. Even though there's things I disagree with what you say, but he is human. So that, with that said, I'm going to read some comments, but I'm going to get a little sip of here of some tea. Interesting though, before I read the comments, real quick, I'm going to read some comments. Interesting though, about the brother, what was his name? Mark Epstein. I didn't even know he had a brother. But Nancy Grace, she's amazing, Nancy Grace. She got on my nerves a little bit before when she was a Democrat. Now she's not a Democrat. She don't get on my nerves. I'm only kidding. She could still get on my nerves, but I get on my own nerves. But it was interesting that Nancy Grace, Nancy, if you're watching, we love you. I love you. That she had this Mark Epstein on there, brother. And the brother says, nah, he doesn't believe it was suicide. Now, the brother didn't say anything about him being alive. The brother did not say he was alive. He was just confident, known the brother for all his life, that he said there's no way he would take his own life. I'm just reporting, guys. You guys can decide. I'm not giving you, I'm just giving you what we're hearing from the sources, from Tucker, Nancy Grace, and most of these people that are discussing and podcasts and news outlets. Now I'm going to read some comments here. All right, we got Kimberly Grace. Speaking of Grace in the house, how are you? John, how are you? His brother identified the body. He said it's kind of looked like Epstein. Yeah, he did not say that the brother was alive. I'm saying what people are thinking. But yeah, the brother did say, though, he didn't believe he took his own life. But then again, guys, on a flip side, I lost a brother. May he rest in peace. We don't know what anybody's capable of doing when they do these crimes, whether it's drugs or sex trafficking or murders or, that kind of stuff. So we don't know. People change. And, once you get out of the jail and into prison and getting one meal a day, not seeing daylight, the mind can go. So I'm just saying, I'm not doubting the brother. The brother feels inside that he wouldn't do it. But I'm telling you about the people that I've heard and I know, and podcasts and different guys who serve for racketeering charges or who are in there for whatever. For most of them, and some of them don't like each other, different sides of the family, if you know what I mean, are all saying there's no way that he's taking. And all these guys who are saying this in prison, they're all Trump supporters. I mean, maybe they couldn't vote for him because they had felonies, but their families voted for Trump. So they have nothing really. They're just saying there's no way. These guys know. This is one of the toughest prisons in the world, in New York. And the doors being open and then sometimes locked. I don't know. Here's another thing, too. Here's one more thing I want to discuss here. Hold on one second. I almost left something out. Hold on. I got to check something on my end real quick here. All right. This is important. You ready for this? This is big. I almost forgot this. 5 people who were working with Jeffrey Epstein. 5. All committed suicide on the Nancy Grace show. So 5 people all took their life. All 5 said forget about it. And nobody would say, I'm going to go to prison. I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing that. What do you guys think? 5? Possibly 2. And that's why Maxwell, all of us remember we talked about this on my live last week, I think it was. I said Maxwell's going to come. Now all of a sudden Maxwell's having her doubts. Maxwell. Now she's saying, well, wait a minute. I want a better sentence. I'm sure she's scared. Maybe not. Put me back in jail. All these people are committing suicide. So yeah, I forgot that. That's amazing. That's weird. That's kind of crazy. Let me read some comments. 5 people, all 5 who were socialized. If you're just coming in, we're talking about the Epstein files, or not Epstein files. Talking about Epstein, whether he is alive, he took his own life, or we're all reading too much, and he did take his own life. So, but yeah, 5, all 5, including Jeffrey Epstein, all said we're all going to commit suicide. I mean, I don't believe it. All right, let's see here. Diane, how are you? Trump can't read. Appreciate you guys being here. Now, if you're new to the channel, thank you, Janine. I appreciate you being here and taking care of that. Lemon J, hello, hello, hello. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, come on board. We're live almost every day. We do take a day off once in a while. Appreciate it as we 32,000 subscribers now. Thank you so very much, all because you guys. Make sure you guys be free to comment back and forth among each other, and just be a little respectful and don't hate. You can disagree with me, disagree with anybody on here, but just use common sense. Be respectful. If you say something very hateful, then unfortunately we got to apply and implement these certain rules due to obvious reasons of YouTube, and personally we just don't want it. Canada is a dump. All right, Rick, how are you, Rick? Hey Sal, I don't agree with you, but watch, you'll see what Mega is saying. Appreciate you being here, and you to disagree with me, Rick. I have no problem. You should be able to disagree. Let's see here, Chicken Strangler. I thought it was somebody else. Oh, no free speech, house snowflake. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Hello. 518 in chat, 34 likes. Appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Let me get a little light in here. Whoop, that's too much light. Let's get, we got a little light in the jail. There you go. Woo, a place I don't want to be. A place I don't want to be. Speaking of which, we had a little incident at my house. We'll talk about that. But what happened yesterday, 2 houses down. But we're going to talk about that in about 10 minutes. So we have to wait 10 minutes. We're going to discuss that. Now, there's someone here who knows what happened at my house yesterday. Maybe one person, maybe 2. But most people don't, other than my wife. But we had an incident happen in my neighborhood again, and a little weird. And we're going to talk about that in about 10 minutes. And you guys give me your opinion on what happened. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, it's a place I don't want to be. But unfortunately, people have to be in jail. And some, like Trump says, some need to go to El Salvador. Some need to go over to El Salvador. Shannon, how are you? Good to see you. Troy, what's up? All right, what we got here? What's up, Danny? George, what's going on, George? Good to see you, George. Hope all is well. Now, if you're new, let us know where you're from. And if you're new, let us know if you're new. Trump in prison or Trump for prison? That's your opinion. Welcome in. Welcome in anyhow. I disagree. Trolls. Trolls probably had the house swatted. Yeah. I hear you, Danny. What's up, Western Pennsylvania? Is that Reading? Or was that East? Appreciate you, Mark. Kimberly, how are you? What's up, Jersey? What's going on, Mr. Logan? What part of Jersey? So yeah, what's your thoughts, guys? Is it possible that this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is alive? And imagine being a brother. Imagine being a brother in a situation like this. You know, you got to be hard for the brother. He had nothing to do with any of this, right? Jersey Shore. Shout out to Stone Harbor, Avalon, Wildwood, Ocean City, Atlantic City, of course. Shout out to the Jersey Shore, the original Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore show. I'm just kidding. Yes, can you imagine? So the brother, what the hell's the brother's name again? Mark Epstein. I mean, come on, that guy, man. Um, it's gonna be hard for him to continue. I see here. No, he was killed by. Quiet. Yeah, I mean, the more that the Epstein drama, quote unquote, continues, it's going to get worse. You're going to hear so many different stories. I already gave you my opinion. I don't think he's alive, but I also don't think he took his own life. That's just my opinion. I think somebody went in there and obvious reasons. It was too much for government, period. Too much, too big. We're going to talk about the neighborhood in a few more minutes. We'll talk about the neighborhood in a few minutes left. Yeah, kind of scary. My wife doesn't like to talk about. I'll talk about it for a few minutes. In a few minutes, we'll talk about it for a few minutes. All right. Trump built the pyramids. Trump's a great. Listen, guys. I always say this. I've called out President Trump because I call myself out. I call out Republicans, Democrats. I've called out our governor here who knows me. I know he watches my channel. Governor Lombardo's Italian. I've called him out. And that's the way it is. However, LGBT, what's going on, my friend? I say this, if you're a Trump supporter. There's no other option, right, to lose trust in Donald Trump. He's done more in those 6 months than any president governor has ever done. We all know that, right? And yes, he can have a fumble here and there. So, as long as he doesn't have too many fumbles, I have to say, if you go the other way to the Democrat right now, it's socialism. They've already made it clear with the mayors that he's going to win in New York with Gavin Newsom and AOC. They made it clear that they want to control us. They want to. I wouldn't be surprised if a Democrat gets in 28, that they would organize something would happen, like another pandemic, a mosquito virus, something to shut us down, maybe not as long, and control us and tell us when we should get paid, stimulus checks, go buy a TV, all this stuff. That's what they want to accomplish. They want to open up the borders. So you have to choose this. I'm going on, and the topic is Epstein. Okay, we can go ahead and call Trump out and say, well, you know what, Trump, put more pressure on Pam Bondi. Why couldn't you just release these files? Yes, I agree. But, it's not as easy as you think. And I understand. If it was your daughter or my daughter, I want answers, and it weren't my daughters. We should have answers. We should know who the other people that were behind. But unfortunately, this government. And I think for Donald Trump, I'm sure he's thought about it how do we do this without me losing my life? Well, we don't want him to go down. So, that's my, what I think. Okay. Now, it could just be simply that there's no government at all on there. I doubt that. I doubt it. I doubt that very much. I've said this over and over. Maybe no former presidents or, Democrats or anything, but there's people on there that they're scared. And that's why they had Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, in my view, in my opinion, they went in that jail there and said, you know what, we're going to go in there. We're going to put a couple sheets. We're going to make it look like that he took his own life. Meanwhile, let the people think that he's alive. Let the people think that he committed suicide. Meanwhile, they took him out because they know if he was alive, it'd be worse. Imagine if he was alive, what we would be hearing now. Think about it. If he was alive, I'm sure by now, forget the date today. It's today the 21st of July. 21st of July here, 25, happened 5-6 years ago. I'm sure he would have been a blabbermouth, right? He would have been a blabbermouth, right? He would have went on and on and on, and and he would have made up some shit too. So it would have been worse. Think about it for about 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. If he was alive right now, it'd be worse because he would probably be saying 50% of the truth and 50% false. It'd be completely insane if Jeffrey Epstein was alive right now. It'd be total nuts. And his lawyer, everybody, it would be I couldn't imagine. So, in my view, in my opinion, they took him. They took him out. All right, I'll get back into that comment, and then we'll talk about what happened in my neighborhood 2 houses down yesterday. It happened after the live. Obvious, I'm still here with us. My wife's okay, but we're all shaken up. And you would think I live in a terrible neighborhood. It's a nice middle-class neighborhood. But unfortunately, the crime and certain people that are coming here. And I'll tell you what the police officer said to me, too, in a few minutes. Natalie Hopkins in the house. Appreciate you being here. 44 likes. Thank you so much for the donation. And the subscribing and liking. Come on, Sal. Trump messed up big time. I'm reading comments here. Great live yesterday on Barack Obama allegedly made up story, hoax with Russia, and the cover up with Hillary Clinton that Russia and Moscow interfered with the election, that there was no interference on either side, on the Democrat side or Republican, and will there be justice on that? Will Barack Obama be punished in any sort of way, or even in jail? Is that possible? Probably not. Probably not. And then there's people on there like Susan Rice and other people on there that they mentioned should be John Bremen and James Clapper. A lot of people there we talked about yesterday. So great live yesterday. Appreciate it. Now, also, if you're new to the channel, we help out. Thank you, Lemon J. We help out the homeless when we can. Detroit's in the house. What's going on, Detroit? Salvi boy. We have a short out there today. 2 men. I have a quick short, but I do talk to them afterwards. A lot of them, I don't like to put them behind camera. Anyhow, we do help out the homeless. There's two guys out there today suffering with their addiction of choice there, and trying to do the best they can. And we help them out with some great ham and cheese sandwiches that Maribel made up. Great ham and good cheese. And thank you for that roast. Appreciate that so much. And they enjoyed it. They enjoyed a quick conversation. That's what we do on here. We're going to continue to do that until I can't do it anymore, meaning I'm not alive. So I will continue always helping out the homeless when I can, when we can. And that's all we can do is try. So we did that. I have a couple more videos I want to pop up, but I can't pop them up all in one day. So we'll put them out there. Cheryl, how are you? Good to see you. Lewis, how are you? You're brainwashed. I'm brainwashed. Oh, no, not me. I don't get brainwashed. Appreciate your comment. Now, so we're going to get into exactly what happened in my neighborhood. I'll read a few more comments. And then I'll discuss the outcome. Every president after JFK has been a puppet. Do you guys agree with that comment? Did I read it right? Every president after JFK, and I quote, have been puppets. Well, thank you for the comment. I disagree, because I don't think Trump's a puppet. And I don't think Reagan was a puppet. And I'll go farther. I don't think Bill Clinton was a puppet. So I went a little farther. So Sport Lee says, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. So I'll go a little farther. I don't think Clinton was a puppet at all. I think Clinton ran a party like he wanted to run. Actually, to be honest with you, I think that was the end of the Democrat Party, was Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the very end of the party. You know, I voted for him. And I think after Bill Clinton, and I'm not saying what he did. Stephen, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate those donations coming in here. Bro is in Epstein's cell, looking for clues. Absolutely. I like that thumbnail. Bro he's in the Epstein. He's looking. He's digging deep for us. Well, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you. We help out the homeless. Oh, that'd be creepy to be in there. A little creepy to be in that cell. What do you think? Would that be a little creepy being in the Jeffrey Epstein, where they either took his life, or he did commit, or he took his life, or they took his life, I should say. All right. All right, let me see what we got over here. I disagree because Congress has the president's hands tied. Billy, do you think on President Trump though, Billy? I appreciate your comment. I'm asking back. I agree 100% with Sal. Clinton certainly wasn't in my top five favorite presidents, but he was a decent president in the 01. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, for what he did on, well, with Hillary, I mean, you blame the guy? I'm just kidding, ladies. But aside from the affair, he was a good president. I still think President Clinton, in my opinion, let me continue this. My view, not the best president, a good president, but the best talking president ever. All right, he's good, very good speaker, very well done. He can read the audience. And I know there's stories that Bill Clinton possibly could have been involved with Epstein, and I would say to that, false. I'm not a big fan of him now. I know a lot of it's politics, but I know he's been a little bit of a blabbermouth with Trump. At the same token, he actually been kind of quiet. I actually think Trump has a little respect for the Clintons. He'll probably never say that because he did a good job. You know, he's not a Trump, but he did a good job at that time. My point, my view. All right, we'll move on. All right, Trump is on the Epstein list, and Israel, yeah, I heard that too. You know, as far as Trump being on the list, well, thank you for your comment. They would have buried him. The Democrats, who are they? The Democrats would have brought Trump up before the election. So Trump's not on the list. To your second part of the question, Israel, you know, who knows? So, Natalie, thank you so much. Appreciate you. You know I pray for the homeless every day. What a beautiful comment. I almost missed that. I'm glad I did. 2 high five, fist bump. Natalie, first of all, Natalie, appreciate you, and God bless you and your beautiful family. Thank you for that beautiful comment. Nice, very nice. I can feel that from here. Nice. To pray for the homeless and the vets who fall for this beautiful country. All right. I hope you heard that, Natalie, because it looks like everything just froze up. Natalie, I hope you heard that. All right, because I had problems on my end here. All right. I really appreciate that. Very nice comment. Okay, good. Oh, thank you, BB. Appreciate it. Yep. Broadcasting from Alcatraz. Alligator. Neighborhood incident. So, yeah, in the neighborhood yesterday, I was around 4 o'clock or so. We did a live. I came in to relax, smoking a cigar. As you know, most of the time I'm outside. I'm not outside tonight, Frank Giggle. I'll get to my story laughs in a second. I went to the store because I was hungry. My wife was out of town. And as I came back, shortly as I'm eating my sandwich, there's police everywhere, helicopters in the sky. You know, I was going to do a live, but it was just too much going on. I mean, who thinks about a live when all this chaos? And 2 houses down, they were arresting, bringing out a Caucasian guy out of the house in handcuffs. Then the K9 dog came. He comes to my house because, do you have a dog? And they want to go in my backyard and search for the weapon, possibly a weapon. We'll just say that for YouTube. On there, and drugs and narcotics. And he's checking my backyard. And, of course, the police sees my Trump flag. And he goes, I like it. Anyhow, they were working. So the guy from the cameras, 2 houses down, I can't mention any names, the neighbor, had it all on footage. It was an African-American. So you had a Caucasian in handcuffs, African-American between the age of 15 to 18, running with his pants going down, up to the walls in Vegas. We have walls, not fences, hopping. Eventually he goes into my yard and out. If I was there with my cigar, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what he would have done to me. My friend was not with me. My friend was somewhere else. Anyhow, the final outcome is they never caught suspect 2. He's out there. And, you know, is that why I'm inside doing a video? Of course not. I'm inside because it's hot outside. I'm not a Mr. Tough guy, but, you know, it's my house. Now, my wife wants to move away. She says enough is enough. We need to move. We need to move to another part of Vegas. We live in a nice part, or we need to move to another state. Ladies and gentlemen, there's crime. California crime has escalated in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is now a city. It's not run like when the I'll just say it, when the mob ran this in Vegas is where I'm at for those. Anyhow, that's what happened. Yes, it was very crazy, very scary at moments, and there was many police officers, probably, I'm not over exaggerating, 15 police, helicopters and dogs. You know, you think, well, you see this on TV, right? On Bad Boys, on Cops, so you see it on the movie. No, it's happening here in my neighborhood. And no, I don't live in a hood. Well, maybe I do live in a hood. Maybe I do live in a hood. I don't know what the hell's going on. Meanwhile, weapons out there, was not in my yard, laughs. And there's the story of what happened last night. And of course, Maribel was coming home and all this stuff. So, my wife. So that's what's happening in this world. And they wanted to fund the police. Thank God we are paying those police officers more money. They deserve much more money. So, what's up, Arkansas? Now, I appreciate everybody coming in on this live. Like and subscribe. What are we just? We're talking about Epstein, not necessarily the files, but we're talking about how it's not going away. And there's rumors that he could be alive, Jeffrey Epstein. The brother was on Nancy Grace. Most people think, I take that back. Some people think somebody took him out. And some think, no, he just committed suicide. What's your thoughts in the chat? I'd like to hear from you as I let my dog in the room. Be right back. All right. That's that creep right there. There he is right there. You won't see him anymore, guys. I don't think you're going to see him anymore. And then this was, so these are the multiple sheets, ladies and gentlemen. These were the multiple sheets that were in his jail. Multiple, okay? That they were thrown in there after shortly he took his life or somebody took him out. And that's what we're discussing on this Monday. I hope everybody's doing well. Hello. Hotline. I'm not going to say the other word. I like to place an order. That's kind of funny. Appreciate everybody being in here. All the moderators, thank you so much for all your time. Again, the more, it's not going to go away. It's going to continue to be out there. Appreciate it, Michael Wayne Francis. Nice name. Lemon J, I hear you and see you. Thank you. Right back to you, Sport Lee. Thank you. So, yeah, that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you, a lot of things are going on in the world right now. We have the former President Barack Obama, who ran 2 terms. God bless you right back, Michael Wayne Francis. Beautiful name. And I got to tell you guys, Crystal's in the house. Hello, Crystal. Good to see Crystal and Isabel. Frank Eagle, I appreciate you. And Richard, thank you so much for putting that the dancing Trump and the flag. We love you, Richard. Trump lovers got to stick together. Absolutely. But, you know, right now we have an interesting situation developing because we have another story happening right now. And a lot of Democrats think that it's a story to make the Epstein files go away with Barack Obama, who served 2 terms as president. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that this is a made-up story? Look, here's the story. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, news has broken with Russia interference in the election of the Hillary Clinton. Remember her? Ozzy Crosby. We're all pissed about the Epstein file. Everybody's pissed. I mean, most people I talk to are either pissed or upset. Billy, how are you? What's the Obama story? Okay, for those who missed the live yesterday, let me just put this in here. Crystal, always good to see you. Thank you for being here. So, we're going to rewind and go back to the Hillary Clinton, Russia, and her emails. Remember, everybody was doing laptops. People still do that. Anyhow, so allegedly, so Tulsi Gabbard, who I like, I like her a lot, and she could be the future president. She's calm and she's collective, and I believe her. In the sense of this, they asked her what's her thoughts. Should Barack Obama be held responsible? And then the second part of the question, should he be arrested? And her answer was, that's not for me to determine. I am not the FBI. Love the response, love the answer. I do. I couldn't answer better. But what she said was, it was simply her information, DOJ, FBI, that it was made up. But why would Barack Obama make a story up like Russia interfering? And she said, when I say she, Tulsi Gabbard says, and I quote, they did not, Russia, Moscow, or any other country, interfere with the Democrats or Republicans. There was no interference. It was made up by Barack Obama to try to get Hillary to be the president of the United States. Of course, it didn't work. Trump served as the president, and the economy was doing the best ever. And then a pandemic, a very bad pandemic that came and took a lot of American lives, I'm not going to get into. And then, of course, Biden comes in afterwards. We're not going to get into that. And now the rest is history by administration that, in my opinion, was not run by Biden at all. Maybe he ran it for 1 year. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then the committee ran it. And I'm sure when they put Kamala in charge, I'm sure behind closed curtains that Biden voted for Trump, my opinion. I can go really deep into this stuff. Anyhow, let's forward now with the Barack Obama. If these things come out and it goes to a jury, a grand jury, I don't think it's going to happen. They will not put a president in jail. The jail there. It won't happen. It would have to be a president. I mean, it would have to be something on camera these days for that to happen. But that's up to you guys to decide in the chat. Do we think Barack Obama? Yes or no? Would that be something Barack Obama or any, I'll even add this. Is that something Barack Obama or any president, Republican or Democrat, would do to make up a story and interfere with another country? And then start a possible war? Could that possibly happen? Richard says yes. Would that possibly happen? No thanks says nope. No thanks says nope. Unlikely. Why weren't the files released by the last administration? That's by Mr. Ozzy Crosby. That's a fair question. That's actually a great question. And that's a question that's asked, I would say, at least once a day on either my live streams or other live streams that I watch, or friends and representatives and people I know. Why didn't the question was from Ozzy Crosby, why wasn't the previous administration releasing that? So thank you for that donation. Appreciate that so much, Michael, Wayne, Francis. God bless your mission, Sal. Love you, brother. Hey, Michael, first of all, thank you so very much. Love your name. I loved it before you gave your donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, 100%, Michael, Wayne, Francis, of the proceeds on here, memberships and all, etc. Me and my wife and many others on here, we help out the homeless almost every day. So thank you very much. Appreciate that and your support. So thank you. And I appreciate everybody liking and subscribing. And the question I asked, thank you so much, is why Ozzy asked, why didn't the previous administration discuss the Epstein files? As soon as I say that, somebody says Trump is covering up. I mean, but why didn't they? Why didn't they come out and say, hey, we have information? I'm asking. Because, and somebody's telling, I'm asking, so somebody says, because of Bill Clinton. Because you think Bill Clinton, even though Bill Clinton had photos with him and Trump was in photos, but you think, all right, so just having a photo of Bill Clinton, does that make him guilty? So, Sal Dwayne was in the hospital last night. Just took him home today. Well, first of all, he's home. Wow. My prayers are with you, Crystal. I know it's a lot going on, and is feeling a bit better. His pulse is spiking again. Please pray for him. And so, Dwayne, prayers for Dwayne. Prayers for you, Dwayne. Stay focused. Prayers for you, Crystal. A couple deep breaths, like you tell me when I get a little hyper. Dwayne will be good. Life is not easy, as Crystal says, or excuse me, Janine is sending your prayers. Life is not easy for any of us on here, guys. And I got to tell you, a lot of social media, some of it's good, some of it's drama, but some of it is good. And, a lot of these people you meet on here, you don't meet. Hopefully I can meet everybody, but you can feel the prayers, and we struggle. We all struggle in life, and some of this stuff can just kind of help us out somehow or another, getting our mind off of situations. Even a story like this that is so bad in so many ways, for the victims. And then, your mind can go, is he alive, not alive? So our prayers are with you, Crystal, and anybody else on here who are going through any kind of struggles, whether it's financial, relationships, or anything like that. All I can say is this: everybody's in a different situation, but always take 1 hour at a time, not one day, 1 hour at a time with a couple deep breaths. And that's all we can do is move on, Mike. And I mean, you see, yesterday I was sharing a story with you guys. I'm off the topic here at the hour mark. I'm sitting outside smoking a cigar. I'm enjoying myself, enjoying my Sunday. Go get something, and come back. And I don't know what would have happened if I was out there. I'm a little hothead. I have a little temper. And I don't know if I would interfere with that person. And, I might not have been here today. So, I mean, you don't know. Maybe nothing would have happened. Maybe he just ran away, as somebody said to me yesterday. They didn't know who they are. So, but all we can do is, take that 1 hour at a time. And that's the same thing in politics and with Trump. Thank you, Mike, very much. Or anything else, guys. A lot of crooked stuff in politics, guys. And again, if you're coming in, oh, here we go, a MAGA station. No, I am a person who wants the president to do some good for us. And when we haven't had a she yet, he doesn't do well, or she in government as a senator or governor, they should be held responsible. But for me, I'm not saying because I have a Trump hat, I'm a Trump supporter. Trump is not perfect, but I don't think he was on the list. I don't think he did anything to those kids. And I'm going to go farther. And not because I voted for Bill Clinton. I don't think Bill did anything either. That's my opinion. So, Richard, thank you so much. Have a good evening and a great rest of your evening and a great Tuesday. We'll see you on the next live, Richard. Thank you for being here and doing a super, super fantastic job moderating. Appreciate you, along with the rest. All right. Bill Cosby. Yeah, that guy, we'll leave Bill Cosby. Yeah, Bill Cosby was good show when I was growing up. At that time, I'm sure Bill Cosby was okay. But you like my Epstein hat? I thought that was a Trump hat. I know what you're trying to say. Bill Cosby was it was a good show growing up, funny guy, and then he lost it with those young women too, right? Then it wasn't anyhow, for YouTube, we know what he did. Yeah. People with power and money, they think they're above the law. Oh, Crystal, no problem. No, thank you for telling me. Prayers are with Anthony Reed. You're killing me, Sal. Anthony Reed. What's up, Anthony? Hopefully I'm not doing that to you. All right, guys. So, interesting topic. Once again, it's not going to go away. It's out there with the Epstein situation. Different theories, different gang, different organized crime mob at the time was in that same jail cell or in that prison. And most of them, not all of them, have said there's no way that he's taken his own life, that they took him out. When I say they, we don't know who. As far as him being alive, I put the question mark on the thumbnail. I personally don't think he's alive. If he was alive, there would be always a chance for him to get caught by somebody. With all the cameras we have, and beautiful cameras and iPhones and 4Ks, think about it, and lights at the lamppost. That's why you don't have mob anymore. And all this stuff, all it takes is one camera to zoom in. Now, some said somebody has a photo out there now of him, but and then they bring him in. Then it makes things worse. It would make things worse for both parties, government period, and everybody. So the chances of him being alive, I would say around 2% to 4%, in my opinion. So, Hassan bin Laden alive? No, I don't think he's alive either. I think that he is. I would say that's the same thing. A 2% chance he's alive. I think he's gone. The question was bin Laden actually alive? I say no. As I say, a 2% chance he's alive. Hitler alive? Huh? That's a 90% he's alive. No. Hitler's gone. Way gone. Elvis. Is Elvis still alive? You know. No. Bin Laden's gone. So. Michael, thank you so much. Stop it. Appreciate that. Well, once again, it goes right to it's a good cause. God bless me with this revenue. But what little I can provide is great. I'm saying great. I choose to send it to your channel. Keep up the good work. Well, Michael, Wayne, Francis, we appreciate you so much, and the moderators, on behalf of everybody on here, we appreciate you, and I will assure you, I'm sure you already liked and subscribed, of course, and we have the videos of the shorts out there every day trying to make homeless awareness, and that's all we can do. As Ozzy would say, both Ozzy's Crosby and our other Ozzy, who's not on here tonight, and many are. So all we can do is continue helping our homeless and helping out our neighbors. They don't have to be homeless. We need more of Republicans, Democrats, Independents, gay, white, straight, to help out our neighbors and when they're struggling. And if we did more of that, would we save the world? No. But we can certainly help our next generation, and so show a good show on how much love can be done. And I believe it can only help. It cannot hurt. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Multiple donations. It's not unnoticed. Have a good night, Sal. Appreciate you. I don't agree with you on politics, but you are a nice dude. Grilled cheese, appreciate you. You don't have to agree with me. And thank you for being here. Appreciate you letting me know that. And I really do. And I'm not being smart. You don't have to agree with me or agree on Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, we reached the hour mark. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Thank you so much. Michael, Wayne, Francis for sponsoring today's live. And appreciate you so very much. Everybody tuning in. Always believe in yourself. Take 1 hour at a time. And look, this is not going to go away. There's going to be different talks with Nancy Grace and other channels on this, that. But on my view, he's not with us anymore. And Epstein I'm referring to. Will we ever know the truth, Sam W? Appreciate your comment. No, I don't think we're going to know the complete truth. But at least we can find out some evidence leading up to it. I think we have the right to know, Republicans and Democrats, of actually what happened to the Epstein. But just like the Diddy, we don't know the whole story behind that. I think the government went totally wrong. I'm getting off topic with the racketeer. There was no racketeer. They did it on purpose to get him off. Unfortunately, that's the way these things go. We've seen it with O.J. Simpson. We've seen it with Roberta, I can't think of them, Blake. We've seen it with other ones out there. And unfortunately, when it comes to government and politics, it's very dirty on both sides. And no, I don't think we're ever going to find out the 100% truth. We might get 30% if we're lucky. And that's if we're very lucky. And Pam Bondi and Trump can expose some of it, and that's if they did it the right way and the safest way. So, yeah. All right, guys, I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out the shorts. We got plenty of shorts. Make sure you like and subscribe other YouTube channels as it's getting dark in my room that you enjoy. I'm sure he or her works hard at their channel. Hit them with a little love and give them a little like and subscribe. And if you enjoy their content, and keep up the love. Make sure though, before you go on social media, you spend time with yourself and your family, and try to limit yourself not too much into the social media, and be free on this channel to always disagree with me. Thank you so much for being here, guys. God bless everybody. I'll see you on the next live. Take care, my friends. Take care. God bless. Crystal, God bless. Our prayers are there with you. Lemon J, thank you. Janine, thank you. Mike M, Forget about it. What I do without you. I'll see you guys. Crystal, take care. Take care, Ozzy Crosby. Thank you for that great comment. 73 likes. I seen that, Lemon J. Lemon J, have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for those, on behalf of me and Maribel, on those amazing, well-said comments. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for that late comment there. Hold on. Michael Wayne, thank you so much. Stop it already. Appreciate it. Let me just read that real quick before I go. I know you'll pay it forward. Michael Wayne, you don't have to worry about that. It'll go forward and forward and forward. Most people know. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Michael Wayne Francis. Coming strong with multiple donations. Thank you so much. Guys, let me get out of here. Take care, guys. Take care.